curiosity there. Where are we going next, John?
Well, I'll tell you who's not going to get lost in the shuffle, and it is the next player on our wheel of names, and it is... Oh, okay. We got Nic Scourton from Texas A&M. Anthony, you want to take this one?
Okay. Well, this guy is someone that, again, has kind of been, I hate to say overlooked and that sort of thing, but a name that has not really been mentioned a ton. And he's a little bit taller and leaner, and he has been kind of all over the defensive line. He's been kind of an outside rusher. He's been a defensive end. He played for Purdue and Texas A&M. For those who don't know, he played his first 2 years at Purdue, went to Texas A&M. John, his second year at Purdue, 15 tackles for loss and 10 sacks. And that was the 10 sack mark was a conference high for that year, 50 total tackles. So again, it's like the Sanders thing where you look at those numbers and then you go, well, what kind of happened the next year? He still played in 12 games. Maybe it was a little bit of a scheme change, scheme change up, what they asked him to do. Tackles dropped from 50 to 37 from 23 to 24. Tackles for loss remained up there, though, 15 to 14. So you have to think he was still kind of active in a little bit in the run game there. The sacks were cut in half, though, last year, John, from 10 to 5. So is it competition? Is it what they asked him to do at Texas A&M as opposed to Purdue? He did get a couple of passes defended 5 over the last couple of years. Nothing super fancy there. A forced fumble every single year of his NCAA career. Intriguing guy. This may be one of those guys, again, has that versatility gene, and you go, okay, does that play right into the Bengals' wheelhouse? I just get a little concerned when I see a drastic drop in quarterback sacks, cut in half. I know 10 is a lofty number for college players, but cutting that in half to 5, that's a big cut.
It is. Definitely some context with his weight. He played at 285 last year at Texas A&M. He says he plans to stay at 265 for the NFL, and I think that was around what he weighed in at Purdue when he was considerably more explosive and he was winning more often as a pass rusher. Texas A&M is weird because they had a bunch of 5-star recruits, not including Scourton because he was transferred there, but they had a really stacked defensive line. None of them really produced at a high level there. Shamar Stewart, which we could get to in a minute, like he's gotten more hype as a first-round prospect, but I think with Scourton, there's a lot less projection with him because we've seen him produce at a high level as a pass rusher at 19 years old, or maybe even 18 years old at Purdue when he was a captain as a true sophomore, and he obviously dominated for that defensive line against quality offensive linemen in the Big Ten, right? So he saw a chance to maybe improve his draft stock by going to a bigger program from Purdue to Texas A&M, but his role kind of changed, like you said, and he got more positional flexibility and experience in different sort of alignments, but his production did take kind of a dip. But you can kind of see that he's done kind of the best of both worlds. He's done the dirty work at a larger size and kind of just holding the point of attack, but he's also been able to kind of put his pin his ears back and get after the quarterback. And he's done that more compared to his teammate in Stewart. So being only 20 years old and having that leadership experience already and knowing that there is at least proof in the pudding that he can win as a pass rusher and he can make disruption in the backfield. I'm in agreement with you. I think he is undervalued. And if he's there in the second round, I'd be all over him. And I think he is almost a dark horse option if the Bengals were to trade down in the first round because he checks a lot of boxes there.
It's a little bit of the Zach Bond thing, right? He's bigger, I think, than Zach Bond was, but it's like, can he do off ball? Is he actually an edge guy? That sort of thing. And so there's a little bit of that going on, but interesting, very, very interesting player for sure. Are you getting the guy that could put his hand in the dirt and get you that double digit sack mark, or are you getting somebody else that, is it jack of all trades, master of none?